Hi sisters, James Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I do apologize if I sound disgusting. I'm very sick right now from traveling and I've been filming all day long. This is video number 6. Please save me, but you know what? We're powering through. Cutting right to the point for this video, I thought I would sit down today and talk to you guys about my all-time favorite brushes that you totally need in your set. I get messages, DMs, tweets, comments all the time from you guys asking what brushes I love the most, what I use, and what I use them for. So today I thought I would just sit down, pick out my all-time faves that I think everybody needs as their like base starter brush set and recommend them to you. I'll say it now because there's going to be a ton of comments on it. Almost every single one of these brushes are from Morphe except for a few outliers. This video is not sponsored. Morphe is not sending me a check for posting this video, and I don't know why people will always like comment speculating whether or not things are sponsored. In case you didn't know, it is literally illegal to have a sponsored video and lie about it. Like, I'm trying to decorate my apartment, not a jail cell. That being said, I do have a coupon code with Morphe. It is James and it gets you 10% off. That 10% is commission, so it goes to me. You do not have to use my code. I really could not care less. Trust me, it is just a discount that is there for you guys. I truly do enjoy all these brushes. I mean, the fact that they are this dirty and gross should show you that I use them in every single one of my looks, so I really do love their products. Alright guys, so grab a pencil and a piece of paper and get ready to write down a ton of brushes. I'm just going to go in the order of which I do my makeup routine, so yeah, if you want to see my all-time favorites, just keep on watching. So you guys know for my foundation, I always use a beauty blender. It is like my holy grail tool. I really do truly love it, but some of you guys don't. So the foundation brush that I use when I don't use my beauty blender is the M439, and of course, I left mine in California and cannot find it, so you're going to have to trust me on this one. It is a good foundation brush. I'll put a picture right here, and it is $13.99. This video is already off to an amazing start. The next brush that I want to talk about is the R0, and this is for $22.99. This is the most expensive brush I'll be talking about today. After I do all my foundation and my concealer and blend it in, I will use this brush and go into my translucent powder to really lightly like dust this all over the face just to get a light coverage of powder and just to kind of lock everything in before I go in and really like bake it up. And I always use this to blend down my neck as well because we don't want that line of demarcation. You feel me, sisters? The next brush that I use in my routine always is the E48. It is a pointed powder brush. It is $8.99 and this is actually the first brush that I ever bought from Morphe. After my face is all set, you guys know I love all the coverage in the entire world, so I always go into my MAC Studio Fix foundation powder in the shade N3. I don't know why I'm telling you, that doesn't matter, but I always use this brush just to pack this right under the eyes and in the center of the forehead, chin, and then right under the contour area as well. It's just like the perfect brush and it really packs the color in there in place, but doesn't make it too harsh. Definitely would recommend this one. The next one that I always use in my routine is the R7, and this one is $15.99. This is my bronzing brush. It is so freaking good. It's actually like pretty large for a bronzing paddle, fluffy type brush. I love English. This is the perfect brush for bronzing. Whew. It really does a really good job of like dispersing the color on the cheeks, and then I always blend it up on the temple, onto the forehead, back onto the other cheek, and then down the jawline as well. Definitely one of my all-time favorite brushes. After bronzing, my next step is always to contour, and for that I actually have two brushes that I always use. I have the M435, which is $8.99, and the M405, which is $7.99. And I actually prefer the 405 a little bit better. They are both angled fluffy brushes that are perfect for getting right in the hollows of the cheeks and right on the outer edges of the forehead and carving out the jawline as well. I like this one because it's a little bit more stiff than this one. It's a little bit less fluffy, so it's more of like a defined line. Anyway, they work exactly the same. Might as well just save the dollar and get this one, is the M405. After I contour my face, I say a short prayer and I brace myself because my next step is contouring my nose. You guys know that contouring my nose has been a long time learning process for me. It is something that I have struggled with for a long time because my nose is so oily. It never looks good. It still honestly could look a whole lot better. But the one brush that literally saved life in my nose contour is the JD Wadey 182 brush with Luxie. That is a mouthful, but this brush literally was sent from the heaven above. This brush was gifted to me in a set at Generation Beauty, so I never actually bought it, so I just went online to luxiebeauty.com to look at the brushes, and I lied. This is the most expensive brush in this video. It is $24, but trust me when I say, oh my god, it is so worth it. I always use the angled side to kind of sketch out where I want the nose contour to be, and then this side is perfect for blending it out and making sure that it looks like really snatched, but not too like drag queeny. Although we love that look too. I don't have a code with Luxie, and I know $24 may seem like a lot of money to spend on such a small brush, but trust me, this is so worth it. I'm not even kidding. This literally saved the life of my nose contour and is probably one of my all-time favorite brushes. As stupid and cheesy as that sounds, I seriously would not look decent without it. While my face is baking, my next step is always to do my eyebrows. If you've been following me for a long time now, you know that my brows have gone through a drastic change since the beginning of my Instagram page, and it was definitely for the better. When I first started off, my eyebrows were huge, and I would pack on the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the shade Ebony, so they were so freaking dark and thick. When I did do that style of brow, I would always use an angled brush like this. This is the R44, and it is only $3.99. It has a spoolie on one end and an angled brush on the other end, but recently I've been loving using brow pencils just to go for the more light and fluffy look. That is why it now has pink liquid lipstick on this end, because I don't use this anymore. But if you still like that style of Insta brow look, definitely would recommend this one to check out. Once my brows are all set in place, they're probably looking crazy messy, so I like to go in and clean them up using my favorite concealer and a flat top concealer brush. This is the E43 and it is $4.99. This is the only concealer brush I ever use, and it is super easy to just go right in and carve out a super straight and on fleek brow. That is all I have to say about this brush. It is just really good. Once that concealer under my brows is all blended out, I like to go in with more concealer on the eyelid to then set my eyes in place to prime for eyeshadow. To do this, I always use my E45 and my Shape Tape and then coat it with some powder. I use the same brush actually for the powder and liquid, and this brush is $5.99. It is just a short domed packer brush, and it says on the website it is a mini detail contour brush. Obviously it's a brush, so you can do whatever the hell you want with it. It's never that serious, but I really like this for packing the eyelids. It gets all the concealer blended out really quickly and easily and packs everything in place, so I know that my eyeshadow is not going to go anywhere. With the face all complete and beat for the heavens, we are now ready for eyeshadow. Trust me when I say you need this brush in your life. This is the M441 and it is $5.99. It says on the website that it is a pro firm blending crease, but there is nothing firm about this brush. It is literally the best like big fluffy crease brush ever, and I'm not kidding. I think I have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I literally have 6 of them that are just in front of me, and this is just from filming my looks today. All my other brushes are in the other room. It is always the first brush I pick up when I do eyeshadow. I just use my transition shade and I go all over the crease. The M441 is definitely something you need in your collection. I would definitely recommend ordering like at least 2 or 3 of them. You will use all of them, I promise. The next one that I want to talk about is the M433, and this is probably my #1 favorite brush from Morphe. This brush is $5.99 and it is a fluffy crease brush, and it is basically the same thing as the Sigma E25 and the MAC 217. Those are like the holy grail crease brushes that literally every makeup guru ever has at least like 50 of. It is perfect for hitting right into that crease area. It is condensed to the point where you distribute the shadow where you want it, but it's still fluffy, so it blends it out while you're putting it there. 6, 7, yeah. 7 brushes right here. Once again, one of the ones that I have so many of, but literally use every single one of them. The next brush I want to talk about today is the M562, and this is another one of those that I have several of. You know when you're doing a smoky eye or a half cut crease and you want to deepen out the darker corner, and like you don't have a darker shade, so you know you have to use black, but you know if you go in with a fluffy brush in the black, it's going to make everything muddy and gross and way too dark. This is the brush you need in your life. It's really tiny but still fluffy, so you can get right into the crease and that outer corner and blend everything out really seamlessly. I freaking love this brush. The next brush I want to talk about is the M224, and this one is $2.99. I always will go in with some Fix Plus or some setting spray, spritz this brush, and then dip into like a metallic shadow or a pigment, and then pack it right on to either cut the crease or to just do a metallic eyelid. It is super duper dense, so it is absolutely perfect for getting the shadow on there and making sure it is all there and super duper pigmented. Once the eyeshadow is done on the top, I always go into the bottom, and I always start with the M562, the same brush I just talked about. I'll just get like even color on there, and then the brush I always use is the M213. This brush is $1.99 and it's just a small detailed smudger brush. It is perfect if you have like anything in the waterline that you want to blend out, or if you just want to deepen up right up close to the lash line or do any detail work in general really, this is perfect. I also use this brush for a smoky winged liner. Next, I always pop on lashes and mascara, and that's just using tweezers and a mascara. Not that deep, no brushes involved. And the last step will be highlighter. My personal favorite for highlighting my cheeks is the M501, and this one is $7.99. Personally, I am not a fan of fan brushes. For highlighting my face, that was not fucking funny. I feel like it doesn't blend out the pigment evenly, and a lot of times I'll just end up with like a straight line of highlighter, which is never ever the goal, so I really like this one instead. It just gets like a nice, fluffy, dispersed, heavenly glow. The last and final brush in this favorite series, thank God, is the M431. This brush is $4.99 and it is a tiny pencil brush. Most pencil brushes are rounded at the end, but this one is a little bit tapered off and it does have a slight point. So I always use the very tip of this brush to go right in on the tip of my nose, and then I'll just go one line right down the bridge to contour out my nose. Then with the same brush and more highlighter, I'll just go right on my inner corners, just blending that out, and then I'll pop this on the brow bone as well, just for that even highlighter all over. And there we go, guys. That completes this favorite brush series. Thank God. Oh no. Damn If you guys did enjoy this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below and subscribe if you have not already. I post videos every single week and I would love to have you join the sisterhood. If you'd like to follow me on my makeup journey, you can follow my Instagram and Twitter. They're both just James Charles. And my Snapchat for more behind the scenes type stuff is James Charles with an extra S after Charles. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye!